Okay everyone, here I am 1.5 hours later, and as you can see our dough has changed shape quite a bit. If you feel it, you can feel that it's a little bit more springy. That's the protein as well. And yeah, we're going to take it out now and we're going to start forming our little breads. The trick for when you get it out is you got to make sure that you tuck the dough. I should be putting flour on my hands with this. You tuck the dough underneath the bread. I mean, I didn't flour this bowl beforehand and it's going to be pretty sticky, but you got to tuck the dough underneath the bread when you bring it out, so that you don't break the skin. If you break the skin, it's going to pop in the oven. Now, before you put the dough down, you put some flour on the surface and tuck the ends of the dough underneath and make a ball again. Okay, so I put this down. I use very little flour at all. I'm just gonna hit this out a bit to help redistribute the bubbles. As you can see, there are bubbles in the dough, but we're going to sort that out just now. Just push it down a bit more. Now, the bread I'm going to be making today is going to be a small dinner bread. It's quite a small tin. I'm going to be making a Japanese style with many different pieces of dough going in here. So first I'm going to have to prepare the tin. This is just some light canola oil. I'm just going to put a bit in here. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to make sure that it coats all of the tin. Okay, well now that's done. If you don't have a tin or anything, you can make rolls. I'm probably going to show you how to do that in another video, but today, if I have left over, I'll make some rolls. Okay, so now the idea of when you cut this, I'm going to use my bread scraper. You're going to want to cut it in little sections away from the middle. But first, I'm going to cut it in half, because I think that'll be easier to judge. So yes. So now I've cut this piece of dough into quarters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of these quarters and form it into a little ball. I've made this just like I've made the other balls. I've just taken this and wrapped it around and kept wrapping it around until I got a tight skin here. So now I'm just going to pack these into here, pretty tight up against the wall, and continue doing that with all the other pieces of the dough. So yes, now I've packed all the balls in here. When you pack a bread bin like this, you need to pack it to about 2/3 of the way full, because this is really going to rise in the oven. This is going to rise to about this high, quite far above there. So I've got one left over, so I think I'm going to make a roll from this. Okay, you get a change of camera angle again. What you need to do, you need to take this, you need to make it into a ball, just like usual. There you have your roll. Okay, so this is a little bit later, I don't know, about 20 minutes. You can let it sit for longer, but the oven's beeping at me. Okay, so you can see this is pretty much just firmed out a bit. The skin's become smoother. I think this is pretty much ready to go in. The roll's expanded quite a bit as well. This was a tiny little roll, but we're going to put them all in the oven. You can slice this roll across there to make it expand a little bit more, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, here's my little oven. I've preheated it to about 200 degrees centigrade, not Fahrenheit, make sure of that. 210 because I'm not sure of this oven, so I'm just going to put the bread in. And there you go. I've put this in for about 30 minutes. We're going to come back in 30 minutes or 15 minutes and see how it's doing. And here we are about 15 minutes later. As you can see, everything's risen pretty well. The dinner bread is risen quite well, and that roll's expanded pretty nicely. So we're going to leave this for another 15 minutes and then take it out. And now our bread's baked. Our dinner bread's nice, golden on top, and here's our roll. Puffed up nicely. You can hear it's crisp. So if we take this, still quite hot. Oh, excellent. You can see that excellent, all brown there. Inside is probably still very light.